Hello, this is Joanna with C&J Glitz and Glam coming to you from my craft room. So I wanted to share with you the order that I'm working on currently. So I also wanted to share with you what I do with my pins and how I set them so that they can dry. So I purchased some dowels and then I put a little tape on it at the end so that when I place the barrel of the pin on it, it holds it securely. And then I also took some of this foam-like stuff and I cut a piece off and I put it in here. It's that same stuff that you use for artificial flowers and stuff. So it works really well. And I just set it in this cup and then I stand it up like so. And there we go. And then this way you can see how I've done it. You can see all the holes where I pull them out and I put them back in. And that's how I stand my pins. I'd be interested in knowing how everyone else does theirs. You know, how do you stand your pins so that they can dry when you're done placing the rhinestones on them, or whenever you want to take a break? I found that if I lay mine down like so while it's still wet, the rhinestones are more likely to shift and move. So I stand mine up this way with the big part of the barrel, and this way if they're gonna slide, they kind of just slide into place, and it makes it more secure that way rather than it running down or maybe running over the side, that type of thing. So again, I'd really like to hear from you all and share with me what it is that you do or how you set up your pins to dry. I also wanted to share with you, I use this liquid infusion glue. That's what I use. I'm really comfortable with it. I think that it works real well. When I first started, my sister-in-law introduced me to this type of glue. Actually, she introduced me to the entire process. From starting with the 20-ounce skinny tumblers, she showed me how to do that, and we use this glue, and then she showed me how to do the pins. So shout out to Irene for teaching me how to do this, and I really enjoy it. So this is what I use, and what I do is, because this bottle is so big and bulky, I take it and I pour it into this smaller bottle. And I like this smaller bottle because it's very, very squishy and it's easy to apply the glue. And it comes with these, it comes with these caps, see? And it has a very, very fine tip, the cap does. So this one actually is a medium fine tip. There's a green one that's extremely fine, which I really like that one as well, but I'm just not using that one right now. I'm using this gray one instead. So again, I like this because it's easy on my hands, it's easy on my fingers, it's easy to squeeze it out. This is a little bit harder plastic, so your hands are more likely to get tired. That's one thing that I use. The other thing I use to adhere my charms, because I like to place charms on my pins. I like to put charms on them. It gives it a little, I don't know, kind of helps it stand out from the rest of the pins or just your regular pins. And the other thing that I started doing too is adding danglies. So I'll make a dangly and I'll add it to the pin as well. And again, you know, it makes it stand out. This particular order, she asked for a moss green. So this is what I came up with. I painted this. I attempted to create my own moss green in the paint. So what I did was I took a regular green, I took some white, and I took black. So if you mix black and white, that turns to kind of like a gray. And I took that gray and I added and mixed it into the green to try and create the moss color. So this is as close as I got. I hope it works for her. I hope she likes it. I'm pretty sure she will. I'm kind of liking it myself. And then I will add the charm here. But before I paint it and I do anything else, I will sand down the tube a little bit. And I do it lightly. I don't sand it very hard. The only place I'll put a little pressure on to create an indentation is right where I'm going to add my charm. I'll work the rhinestones all the way up to a certain point, just depending how much space my charm is going to take. And then I stop, then I'll add my charm, and then I'll continue to fill in the rhinestones. How I do this with the rhinestones is I'll take my glue stick or my glue tube, and I will make a thin line all the way around the barrel. In your first line, you want to place anywhere between 11 and 12 rhinestones. And once you got your rhinestones set in place, then you turn it upside down on an even surface, and you just press down on it gently like this. And what it does is that it helps align all the rhinestones so that they're level. Once it fully dries, and it doesn't take very long to fully dry, it'll dry very quickly, but once it fully dries, then what you want to do is you want to take your second row of rhinestones, you take your glue and you run it all the way around, and then you take a rhinestone and you place it in between the two stones. And you do that all the way around, finding the two stones, placing a rhinestone. Find another two stones, place a rhinestone. This method is called the honeycomb method. Basically what you're doing is you're offsetting each rhinestone. And you do that all the way through the process. You go all the way through this process, offsetting the rhinestone all the way around the barrel, like so. Now these, I think I mentioned, these are 3 millimeters. That's what fits on these pins, is the 3 millimeters. Let's see. And then I showed you, for this order, not only does she like the moss green, but she also liked horses. So I found this cute little charm, and I'm going to put that on the pin for her. I feel like it just personalizes the pin. You can personalize them. If someone orders a pin from you, you can ask them, what color do you want? You know, do you like 3 different colors, or what are your favorite colors, or do you just like the one color? You can personalize it for that individual. The same way with the charms, you know, what do you like? Do you like the beach? Do you like seashells? Do you like, you know, whatever it could be, horses or ducks or birds or something, you know, just anything you can put your charms on. You can put a charm to personalize it. And I will also create like a little dangly for her as well, and I'll put a dangly on it. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I'd be interested in knowing, what do you do, or how do you set up your pins so that it, you know, so while it's going through the drying process. And I'd be interested to know that. I'll also be interested in knowing any other ideas that you might have, that you'd like to point out and share with me for creating a rhinestone pin. And if you're interested in how I do mine, and you have any questions about that, then please feel free to ask me, and I'll gladly share that information with you. I'm not sure if I mentioned this real quick before I go. I use the E6000 to fix my charm, on the barrel of the rhinestone pin. So this is what I use, and it holds really, really well. I like the way this holds. It's secure, And the best part about it is that it dries fast. So you don't have to worry about it falling off or coming undone or anything like that. This is really good glue. Okay, those are the two different types of glue. I showed you, we talked about, you know, the little sticks here that I have, and I just slip the barrel of the rhinestone on there, and I stick it in the cup and stand it up, and it dries like that for me, and I don't have to worry about my rhinestones coming off or anything. Again, thank you so much for watching my channel today, and please leave me a comment or any questions that you may have. Thank you so much, and you have a great rest of your day.